I forged my college professor's signature for my group's thesis submission. This was years back, and reflecting on it in that same year, I could have done some things where I didn't have to take such a risk and on the expense of my thesis group too. So me and my group, we're a total of 5, and finished our thesis. Our thesis involves developing a game, and it was smooth, and we steamrolled our panel defense, but at the end we're required to submit our developed game and burn it in 3 CDs to the dean's secretary with a paper inside with the signature of the dean and our thesis advisor. We had 1 week to do this. What I didn't know at the time was that my thesis advisor was going abroad for vacation 2 days after the panel defense. So at first I submitted our project to the dean's secretary for the dean to sign it later, but it will take 2 days as per the dean's secretary to have it signed since the dean has other matters to attend to, so they plan to just gather all the project and mass bulk sign it by the dean. By the time I got our project signed by the dean, that was the same day our thesis advisor was already in flight. I immediately panicked and didn't tell my teammates that our thesis advisor is already off the country. Now I could have just asked the dean himself or the secretary or my thesis advisor if there was any workaround. But in my panic, I didn't think of this at the time, and the reason for the panic is that my seniors had stories before where some of their batchmates' project were rejected and they failed due to the fact they didn't have both signatures of both the dean and their respective thesis advisor by the time of deadline. I immediately tried to brainstorm how I could get out of this, and a dark thought crossed my mind. What if I just forge his signature instead, and I have 1 week to practice his signature? I have a sample of his signature in our thesis paper. During the weekend, I practiced for hours of trying to replicate his signature, and I got at the least very close to the original. So at the day of the submission, the dean's secretary was checking the signature of each CD, and what made me nervous was she was eagle-eyed on the signatures of each CD, and it made me nervous since if I get caught, not only I would be punished and fail, my group mates would be too. Thankfully, she accepted all 3, and I sighed deeply after I went out of the dean's office. The final gut punch was that I received a message from my thesis advisor on the same day I submitted our project stating that he forgot to sign our CDs and was planning to get in a call with the dean. I panicked seeing that he will make a call, so I tried really hard to convince him that he already signed it, and he probably forgot that he already did. I managed to convince him in the end,